What is up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my journey to becoming a professional sports broadcaster. This is episode 2, and today it's a very chill episode. Honestly, not too much to talk about, and I was kind of worried about missing. I'm on this whole streak of posting every single day, and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get out a video today, but then I remembered a really huge thing that I did last night. And now you may be asking me, what did I do last night, Devin? What could you have possibly done that deserves its own video? And while I'm sure this isn't something super huge, for me, it is a big step in my career and path. So yesterday I was able to talk to Charles Davis. There's a picture of him. Some of you guys may know him. He's worked for some big broadcasting companies, ESPN, Fox, CBS, huge companies like that. And he's done a lot of sports work as a sports analyst. He's appeared on a few podcasts and things like that. And yet, yesterday, last night, I had the honor and the privilege to go ahead and talk to him a little bit just in person or not in person, but on a Zoom call. So almost the same thing, face to face. Unfortunately, I was not able to record the Zoom meeting that we had because the free version only has a 40-minute limit, I believe. And I didn't want to take up too much of his time because I had a lot of questions I wanted to ask him. And ultimately, I wasn't able to ask much, but I got a lot out of him that I wanted to learn. Well, I wasn't able to ask much. I did, he did give me some good advice. And some of the biggest things I learned is that I need to study more. For broadcasts especially, I do a lot of prep, but that's not enough. Also, I watch a lot of sports, but not enough. He says I need to study the commentators that I want to be like. So people like Ian Eagle, Keith Jackson, Kevin Harlan are some of the names he dropped and mentioned and brought up. One of the biggest tips he gave me about, creating myself and my own character as a professional sports broadcaster, commentator, etc., was identify people I like and learn their and learn the roots of what I am broadcasting. First things first is going to be the identify people that I like. And I mean, the easiest way for me to break this down and how I interpreted it was figure out who I like to listen to and kind of mirror their vocal image and how they pitch things and find my way of doing that while taking some of the things that they've done to be successful and putting that onto myself. And then the second thing, and one of the bigger pieces of advice he gave me, is learn the roots of everything. Now, what this means is that I have to learn the roots of the game, whether it's professional wrestling, like we were talking about with like things like the WWE or AEW, or simply basketball and the people that are playing in the game. He was telling me also some basic things like don't mess up names. You don't want moms coming after you with pitchforks and knives and trying to kill you because you got their son's name wrong, or you don't want to mispronounce things like that, or making a bad call, right? Like, someone gets a shooting foul and you're like, oh, blocking foul. Not making those small mistakes that can happen. You want to limit those as much as possible. Another very small piece of advice that he gave me, and it's not super crazy or anything, it's just meet somebody at a local news station, which is important because, and I never really thought about this, I'm going to graduate here soon, and I'm not going to have as much access to commentating some of these high school events, because over the summer, they're not doing a whole lot. I'm not going to have as many opportunities. My teacher's not going to be able to give me stuff to go broadcast. I'm going to have to figure something out. But if I can meet someone at a local news station, maybe I get an internship, I build an extra connection there. It's something small that I can do, and I'm going to look to do sooner rather than later. Another thing he said that is completely free and true is just build relationships with as many people as possible. And when commentate whatever sport. It doesn't matter. No sport is too large or too unique or small. It's it's all going to be worth it, especially for me when I'm just trying to get my foot into the door. And the final, very final piece of advice he gave me was just learn how to do play by play. Whatever I know, I don't know enough. And I mean, that couldn't be more than true. So, my goal throughout this weekend is to just study up on as much play by play as possible. I'm going to try to get a book and read that about play by play. And yeah, that'll probably be it. That's about all. We only had a 40-minute call. I was able to build a strong connection there. I enjoyed talking to him. I'm forever grateful for talking to him and forever grateful for Mr. Nielsen, who put me in touch with Mr. Davis throughout this process. He's been incredible. So, Mr. Nielsen, if you're watching this, thank you. And yeah, that's kind of my piece of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stay tuned all the way to the end of the video, I know this isn't necessarily super entertaining content, but there will be more stuff to come into the future where it's more entertainment based and not just, some of a vlog or a roundup of my day. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be producing daily sports videos or a day in the life of my journey to becoming a professional sports broadcaster. I love media. I love producing this. So I'm going to try to do this every single day. And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys.